Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is November 1st, 2024, and Pep Guardiola has reflected on his time in Barcelona. Also, Fermin Lopez wants to stay at the club until he retires. And finally, Jamal Musiala has spoken out about his future. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before I begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the goal kits, kit bag, or fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are down below in the description. Now I'll begin this video with the news that Inaki Peña, having played 6 matches and achieved 4 clean sheets, he is now officially the second goalkeeper in all of La Liga with the most clean sheets. As you can see right there, in first place is Alex Remiro from Real Sociedad, having played 11 matches and kept 5 clean sheets. And in second place is our own Inaki Peña, having played 6 matches and achieved 4 clean sheets. And this is, of course, a pretty cool achievement, which highlights the pretty good performance that our goalkeeper is having. Someone that a lot of people had doubts about when Mark ter Stegen got injured. But nonetheless, Inaki has been able to step up to the task. He's had some pretty good performances against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. And as you can see, he's the second goalkeeper with the most clean sheets, which of course, to be fair, he has only played 6 matches. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty impressive figure by the Barcelona goalkeeper. And now more news, because Pep Guardiola has given an interview reflecting on his time as a Barcelona coach. And this is how Pep began his interview, talking about how Barcelona is the toughest job for any coach. Now this is what Pep said: the toughest job by a long shot. It has always been like this, and it will always be like this. Trying to change that would be a big mistake. We have to live with this dynamic because it is part of the club's identity and makes it unique. So Pep Guardiola is saying that being a Barcelona coach is the toughest job by a long shot because of the demands of the club. And to that I say, duh. I think I'm getting tired of hearing coaches and people talking about the demands of being a Barcelona coach. Of course it has a high demand. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the most successful clubs in the world. Of course the demands are going to be high. That's just how it works in any place of employment. You know, if you try to get a job as the CEO of Apple or Microsoft or Netflix, you think they're gonna be pretty chill about things? No, they're gonna demand the best from you because these are the biggest companies. And as such, they demand the best. Not to mention that Barcelona coaches make millions of euros. So of course the demands are gonna be high because your salary and the demands of your job are pretty much correlated. You know, the higher your salary, the more the demands are gonna be. Again, pretty natural in the marketplace. If you get a job as the CEO of, I don't know, Tesla, well, your salary is gonna be pretty high, but also expect pretty high demands. You don't want that responsibility? Then get another job with a lower salary, which has lower responsibility. So of course, Barcelona's job is gonna have pretty high demands, but Pep Guardiola not complaining about it, saying it's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. It's part of the club's identity. And again, this ties into what I just said. Of course, the demands are high because this is one of the best clubs in the world, one of the most richest clubs in the world as far as their history, one of the most accomplished clubs in the world. So of course, the demands are gonna be high. They've always been high. That's how Barcelona got to be where it is. And it's always going to be high because if you want to stay in that top of the podium, the demands have to remain high. Now, Pep Guardiola also talked about the internal dynamics of the club, the internal wars. And this is what the former Barcelona coach had to say. In other places, you get hit by opponents. But in Barcelona, the most painful hits are those that come from within the club itself. In Barcelona, there are a number of wars, and you have to choose, which war will I fight? You will be wrong if you fight a useless war. A big mistake. There is only one war you have to get involved in, convincing the players every day that you will win Saturday, Wednesday, and so on. The rest, you don't get involved in. So Pep Guardiola talking about how, there's plenty of hits that come at you when you're a coach, but the most painful ones are those that come from within. And of course, Pep Guardiola referring to his time at Barcelona, or more specifically his exit, because as you might recall, Pep Guardiola was promoted to the first team under Joan Laporta. When Joan Laporta stops being Barcelona's president and the president becomes Sandro Rosell, Sandro Rosell decides to engage in these actions of trying to erase everything that Laporta had left, any legacy that Laporta had left, including Pep Guardiola, the greatest coach in our history. So from within, Sandro Rosell waged a war against Guardiola to push him out. He ended up succeeding, and that's what Pep Guardiola is talking about, and it's something that I will never, ever, ever understand. Why would you, as a Barcelona president, want to get rid of the best thing to happen to Barcelona? But again, who can tell what goes on in the mind of a criminal, which is Sandro Rosell. Now, Pep Guardiola also talked about, how there's several wars that go on, and that the only one that you should focus on is that one of motivating your players. And this kind of ties into what I've been talking about. Hansi Flick, or Hansi Flick always talks about how he doesn't care about the injuries, the referees, or anything, or the calendar, because he can't control any of that. He only focuses on what he can control, which is how the team performs. And then while Pep Guardiola, in the same Cruyffism manner, or the same Barca DNA manner, talking about it's a lot of things going on. You don't worry about that because you can't control it. The only thing you focus on is the team's performance, because that you can't control. Anyways, that was some of the highlights of Pep Guardiola's interview. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. And now we move on to the next interview, which is that of Fermin Lopez, who yesterday it was officially announced that he has extended his contract until 2029 with Barcelona. And while today he gave an interview to Gigantes, where he declared his intention of wanting to stay in Barcelona until he retires. And this is what Fermin Lopez had to say. It was impossible to imagine what I am experiencing. It is a dream. I have a lot left. I must continue working. It has been an incredible summer. I have won titles with the national team, and now I want to start winning them with Barca. I'm at the best club in the world. At no point did I think about leaving. It is normal to have good competition. If it were up to me, I would retire at Barca. So Fermin Lopez talking about how it's the best, Barcelona's the best club in the world, and he's very, very happy to be here. He's never thought about leaving it, and that if it was up to him, he would stay here until retirement. And Fermin, if you continue playing like the way you're playing, I'll be more than happy to have you at the club until your retirement. Now, Fermin Lopez also talked about this season and how he feels the people, the fans at the stadiums, and how it's different from last season. And in regards to that, this is what Fermin had to say. This year, we noticed that the people are completely behind us. We try to give something back on the field, and so far it is going well. The new Camp Nou will be spectacular. I saw the motto yesterday during the renewal. So Fermin Lopez comparing the fans from this season to that of last, saying that he feels like the people are a lot more behind the team. To that, I say, of course they are, because when you play beautiful football, when you play good football, that's what the people want to see. That's what the people are going to cheer. Unlike what Joan Laporta used to say, which is I talked about during last season, when Laporta, decided to sign Joao Felix, thinking that that's what's going to fill the stadiums. And I said, people don't go to the stadiums just to watch some random player that you signed. People go to the stadium because they want to see a team put on a great display. Because after all, football is not just a sport, it's an entertainment. And people want to be entertained. And if your team plays like crap, it doesn't matter what players are on it. People are not going to want to see it. And now, same players, but the team's doing much, much better. So, of course, the fans are going to go to the stadium and get behind this team because they want to see a great display of football. And that's exactly what Flick and the team are giving us. Anyways, we will end this video with the news that Jamal Musiala has spoken about his future. Of course, Jamal Musiala's contract is set to expire in 2026. Bayern Munich have been in talks with the player to renew it, but things were going a bit slow, so there was a lot of speculation in the world of football on whether Musiala was going to renew or try to look for a new destination. And as such, many clubs were kind of monitoring the situation, including Barcelona, to see what was going to happen. And while today Jamal Musiala announcing that his plan is to stay at Bayern Munich, which of course closes the door to any club who were monitoring the situation, including FC Barcelona. But again, I was not holding my breath for any of this. Did not expect that Jamal Musiala to come to Barcelona. I think it would be pretty impossible to take Jamal Musiala away from Bayern. It'd be like any club trying to take Lamine Yamal away from us. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. Make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.